Elon Musk is now pushing this weird conspiracy theory, which is strange for him because he never does that. But he's saying that all of these huge rallies, this pushback that we're seeing across the country, and of course we saw it at your benefits over Billionaires rally. He did a couple of them. He's saying that these protesters, these Democrats, these independents, and Republicans too showing up. As you can see here, he's calling them fake. He's calling them paid. You just held many incredible rallies. Were the people paid to go to those, or is Elon Musk lying for the first time ever?
Well, look, we had 1,000 people show up in Bakersfield, 1,000 people in Norco. These are rural communities in California. And one person actually got up and he said, I hear that they're calling us paid protesters. I'd like to know where I can go get paid. So if there's a place that Elon knows where these folks can get paid, they'd like to sign up. But they were in the community, all of them voters of these Congress people. I mean, look, they can deny reality. That's fine. They're going to have a rude wake-up call when it's the next election. If 1,000 people showed up in my district for another member of Congress upset, you know what? I'd be talking to them.
Yeah, and it's funny because we always say this on the show that every Republican accusation is really just an admission about themselves. I don't know why these people see a rally full of fired up voters who are angry with the corruption in the administration and then think, oh, they must be paid. It's probably because they can't understand voters who are fired up. And there's obviously very good reasons why they are. And I want to play a clip from that rally. We already checked out a couple, but I want to take a look at one right here.
Look, I have a pretty simple view of things. In America, leaders don't hide from people. That's why I'm here, to listen to you and to try to give voice to your concerns. But I have a simple request. Representative Valadao, show up here next weekend. See, I'm the congressman from Silicon Valley, and we do a lot of things virtually, but I think Bakersfield deserves better than virtual representation.
So, Congressman, what has defined this administration is the corruption of Elon Musk, but obviously the chaos of everyone that is surrounding Donald Trump, and what is clearly the dumbest administration in history. We just saw war plans leaked in a Signal group chat, like a Signal group chat by Pete Hegseth, Mike Wallace. These are not smart people. How do we combat just the danger that is this administration through the limited power the Democrats have in Congress?
Well, this is an administration that talks about merit, that somehow they were going to fire the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which they did because he was African American and quote unquote didn't have merit. And who did they put into place? The most incompetent people that I have seen. People who don't even know how to keep war plans confidential. So I want to talk about merit in this country and which party actually stands for merit as opposed to incompetence. But we need to remember what we were hearing in these town halls. What is it that affects people's lives? And the core of it is health care. There were 500,000 people in Valdeo's district who are on Medicaid. Yeah. People were in tears, literally in tears, hugging me, saying, we can't lose this. This is a death sentence for people who are seniors at a nursing home facility. This could mean a lack of treatment for kids who have disabilities. That is what Democrats have to talk about, the empathy of what they're doing with their cruelty to take away health care from Americans, and what we're going to do to stand up for that by speaking out and trying to convert 3 Republicans to find a conscience.
Yeah, and we talked about this previously on the show, that a lot of the messaging around Donald Trump's campaign was, well, maybe you didn't like the mean tweets and all the chaos, and that's really downplaying it, but of the first administration. But at least the economy was good because of Donald Trump. A lie, it was still an economy serving billionaires, and any of the good, strong aspects of it was built off the Obama presidency. But now we don't see a good economy, and there's rampant corruption, there's constant chaos, people are in danger. Well, we can't trust our national security. Does this change the way you want to focus your message? The events of just the last 24 hours? Are we just going to be staying on the message of corruption and serving the billionaire class, or are you also going to start to introduce just the danger that is in this dumb administration?
Well, I think we have to talk about the economy. I mean, consumer confidence is at the lowest point. It just came out today, lowest point it's been since 2021, since President Biden took office. And the reason consumer confidence is so low is they fear a recession and they're anticipating more inflation. Why? Because of a chaotic tariff policy. Why? Because Musk has been firing people en masse in the federal government and discontinuing contracts. I think we are not underestimating, we're underestimating how much an impact that's having on the economy, that a lot of contractors are not getting paid. And so they're collapsing this economy, but while they're collapsing this economy, they're ripping away health care from Americans, from 90 million Americans with those Medicaid cuts. That has to be our core focus. It can't be about all the drama in Washington. It's got to be about people's lives and the suffering they're having because of what Trump is doing.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And right now, as you talk about the way that we have to deliver this message, I kind of think that there's a faction that's in the Democratic Party right now versus the people who want to go out and aggressively message the people who are going to red districts, and those kind of maybe sitting on their hands a little bit and waiting it out. I know James Carville said, well, maybe we play dead. And I think some people have taken that as like, let Republicans screw up, right? And they're going to do it a lot. But it certainly shouldn't mean that we don't do anything to respond. What would you like to see from other Democrats in Congress? What would you like to see from maybe Chuck Schumer that you talked about during your rally? How would you like to see them change? Is it an exodus of leadership? Is it a change of the way that we do messaging? What can we do right now that you are seeing as you're inspired by these town halls of people who are fired up and just don't want Democrats to fight in the same way that they feel the fight needs to be had?
Well, we need a changing of the old guard. I mean, people are fed up with the old guard. I heard this in the town halls. We need to make sure that we recognize it's not enough to vote. It's not enough to give a speech on the House floor. It's not enough to do a podcast or an interview. We have to be present with people, marching with people, hearing people, listening to their stories, and being in the fight with them, mobilizing, organizing. That's what you saw Bernie Sanders and AOC do. That's what you've seen Mark Pocan, Watchman Coleman in New Jersey do. This is what we need across this country.
Yeah, and I feel like not only is the leadership that you're demonstrating, that we see AOC and Bernie demonstrate, getting people to feel like they do have this agency that I feel like so many people lacked at the beginning of Trump's term, right? I saw a lot of Democrats who said, well, maybe we need to work with him. Maybe, everything will work out. And of course, that's flipped. We're in a constitutional crisis. We can't be working with this administration until Republicans maybe someday change their tune and decide that they maybe want to partner with us. I think that's going to require us to be in the majority first. But they're also feeling agency because they see other people who feel like they do turning out by the thousands, the tens of thousands. So 30,000 people, was it, in Colorado? What other message can you deliver to folks who feel like, I don't really know what I can do right now to give them something that they can fight with? Just some actionable item. What can people be doing? What can the folks watching this video right now be doing?
Well, look, if you look at my town hall in Bakersfield, in Valadale's district, he represents about 700,000 people. 500,000 people in that district are on Medicaid. Now, he is voting so against his district because of loyalty to Donald Trump. If we organize the 1,000 people who showed up and others in a district like that, we can flip his vote. We can actually get someone to stand up on these cuts because we don't want these cuts to take place. It'd be devastating. So what I say is organize in 30 red districts, knock on doors, have phone calls, go talk to folks about what is happening. They don't understand what's happening. And this is channeling the anger into something constructive where we're trying to flip 3 Republicans so that these cuts don't take place. And we're also paving the way to take back the Congress.
Yeah, we have a message. We can deliver it. Let's mobilize. Let's use this energy for good. You're always doing that.
Thank
I appreciate you coming
Thank
on the show.
You're doing it.
I'm doing my best. I appreciate you, Congressman.
Thank you.